There's no wick again. No way to light this thing.
Meghan Markle always says she's known as the smart one and that her whole identity is wrapped up in being smart. We're still waiting to see that. Where's that smart identity? Like, was it smart to leave the royal family to go sell jams, jellies, dog biscuits, and wickless candles? Like, you could be royalty.
Imagine this. You shell out $64 for what's supposed to be the epitome of luxury, a candle that promises to elevate your home. You tear open the sleek packaging, revealing a beautifully crafted container. The anticipation builds as you prepare to immerse your space in the soothing aroma of California poppies and sandalwood. But then, just as you're about to light it, you make a jaw-dropping discovery. There's no wick. None. Zip. And this isn't a one-off incident or a fluke for just one unlucky soul. No, the complaints are flooding in, again and again.
But to happen again, I think this shows that it's probably more than the 2 times that we've seen it with people who have bought this. So to me, it just shows you that Meghan Markle does not really have a clear way of running a business to ensure that these things don't happen, because she is a public person. People are talking about her products. They're doing videos. How can she afford to allow something like this to happen and to maintain?
Across the nation, customers are eagerly unboxing their high-priced candles, only to face the shocking realization they can't even use them. Desperate for answers, they reach out to customer service, hoping for assistance or a refund. But what do they get in return? Silence. Utter silence. No response, no solutions, nothing. This fiasco has rapidly morphed into the latest scandal surrounding Meghan Markle's lifestyle brand. And as this story unfolds, it's beginning to raise alarming red flags that could spiral into legal ramifications. Let's dive into how this mess exploded. Because the more people dig, the more bizarre it gets. It all started when a handful of customers began sharing their shocking experiences online, candles with no wicks.
And as I say, look, Alan just ordered this for me as a joke. Okay, it was just a joke. Honestly, I promise you, I had no idea about it. I wasn't going to talk about it on the show. It was a joke. But given all of the headlines about as ever, and given the fact that it's not saline, this proves this is just a shoddy operation. It's Wickless. What do you make of it?
At first, many people thought it had to be some kind of joke, or maybe just a minor mistake. Some even assumed customers were exaggerating to get attention. But then, more and more people started sharing their stories. And before long, it became clear this was no random mishap. This wasn't just one defective candle slipping through the cracks of quality control. Customers were reporting what looked like a troubling pattern of faulty products being shipped out to paying buyers. And here's where it gets even more puzzling. Printed on the bottom of these candles are instructions that say, always trim the wick to 1/4 inch. But here's the kicker, there's no wick to trim. This proves these candles were supposed to have wicks. This isn't some new age, wickless design meant to be used with a special warmer. No, these are meant to be traditional candles that you light with a match or lighter. Except, there's nothing to light.
So I think this is a metaphor. This is a metaphor because everything Meghan tries to do and she tries to ignite, it flops. Okay, everything she touches turns to crap. She goes to the Dodgers game, look what happened. So nonetheless, everything Meghan Markle does gets markled. I feel like I just got markled. You guys, I've officially been markled because there's no wick in the candle. So that's my review. Okay, Meghan's brand, as ever, it's a no for me. It's an absolute no for me.
Some buyers receive candles with a perfectly shaped hole where the wick should have been, almost as if the final step was simply forgotten. Others got candles that were solid blocks of wax, with no hole at all. And don't forget, these aren't discount store candles you'd find at a bargain bin. These are touted as luxury items, marketed as exclusive, high-end home decor. And that's where the price tag comes into play, making the entire situation even more jaw-dropping. $64 for a single candle. At that price, customers are expecting premium ingredients, meticulous craftsmanship, and a flawless product. What they certainly don't expect is a candle that fails at its most basic function, being lit.
Talk to me about your candle.
Oh, yes. I really wanted to bring this to the people. So I have a listener who has a family member that was working at Netflix for many, many years and just left, and I was gifted this gorgeous, as ever. There's no wick. Is that normal?
Are you serious?
Is that the thing?
There's
no wick.
I've had 2 people tell me that there was no wick when they ordered a candle.
There's literally no wick.
Are you kidding?
For the same price, someone could easily walk into stores like Bath and Body Works and grab several fully functional 3-wick candles. They could also swing by HomeGoods or TJ Maxx, leaving with multiple beautiful candles that not only smell incredible, but actually work the way candles are supposed to. With $64, they could even buy a large Yankee candle that would fill an entire room with fragrance and still have cash left over. But instead, many customers chose to place their trust in Meghan Markle's brand. They believe the marketing promised something unique, something sophisticated, something worthy of a premium price tag. And what did they get in return? A ridiculously overpriced decoration that doesn't even serve its basic purpose.
And by the way, this candle, $64 from the Was Never website, $77.94 because we ordered it from eBay, is a dud. It's a cheap mess that you cannot light. And so Alan emailed eBay communication and he wrote, "Hello, just received the candle today. Were you aware that the candle itself has no wick?" And eBay replies saying, "Hello, my apologies. When I checked it prior to shipping, I saw a wick. You can return the item, and as soon as I receive the return, I will issue a refund." Well, there wasn't a wick. There was no goddamn wick. We're not making this up. You can't remove a wick.
There's another detail that makes this whole situation even stranger. The candle is marketed with the scent of California poppy, along with other fragrance notes. But here's the twist. Many people have pointed out something that seems to have been completely overlooked. California poppies, in reality, have very little scent. People who live in California and regularly see these flowers have noted that they barely emit any noticeable fragrance at all. So even if the candle had arrived with a wick, customers would still have been burning $64 worth of wax, infused with the scent of a flower that doesn't even have a strong natural aroma. That detail has raised even more questions about the product's research and whether the whole thing is truly authentic.
What does it smell like? Can you describe it?
Honestly, cheap and not strong either. Like, I like a strong scent, and it's not strong, and it's very soapy. I mean, this is meant to be White Lotus, Sandalwood, Californian Poppy. Our scent at home, elegant and earthy. Honestly, it's not at all. It smells like soap. Really does. And as I say, I'm a candle guy. And what's so fascinating is that this business has imploded.
This is where the situation shifts from frustrating to downright alarming, raising serious consumer concerns. After discovering their candles were defective, buyers began reaching out to customer service. They filled out the official website forms, requesting replacements or refunds, following the standard procedure any reasonable customer would take after receiving a faulty product. But the response they received was nothing short of disappointing. Multiple reports claim that the brand's customer service has been mostly unresponsive. Some customers received generic, automated replies, while others were met with complete silence. Requests for refunds were reportedly either denied or completely ignored. And to make matters worse, the website is said to have a strict no-refund policy. That means if someone spends $64 on a candle that's missing the one part needed to actually work, they might be left with nothing, no solution, no help, just an expensive decoration.
There's nothing to light on the candle. This is like Meghan Markle's career. Failure to launch. Oh my God. Wait, this is not a joke. I ordered Meghan Markle's candle. There's nothing to light. I literally want a refund. Meghan Markle, send me a frickin' refund.
This has left many customers stunned. In most established companies, when faced with undeniable evidence of manufacturing defects affecting multiple buyers, the typical response would be to issue refunds, send replacements, and offer sincere apologies. That's considered basic customer service, and it's essential for maintaining trust and a solid reputation. Instead, customers have shared their frustration, revealing that they were left with faulty products and minimal options for resolution. One buyer even documented their entire ordeal trying to contact customer service. They followed the official process through the company website, selected the option indicating their item arrived damaged, and explained the issue in detail. The response, a generic form asking for their order number, followed by no clear solution or meaningful assistance. When a company markets its products as luxury items with a luxury price tag, strong customer service isn't just a bonus, it's expected. And without it, customer confidence can vanish in the blink of an eye.
It is a shoddy operation. There's no quality control, clearly. I mean, how can this happen again? Maybe the first time you overlook it as, okay, it was just that one time that got by quality control.
Many critics argue that failing to properly address legitimate complaints could seriously damage the brand's public image in the long run. But there's more. A story has emerged that's only fueling the growing controversy surrounding the brand. According to reports, a former Netflix employee shared a shocking account of their departure from the company. As they left, they were handed a large bag filled with leftover promotional merchandise and random branded items that Netflix no longer needed. Among those items, products tied to Meghan Markle's brand, including one of those infamous candles. Take a moment to consider what that suggests. Netflix, once touted as Meghan Markle's major streaming partner, was allegedly distributing these products to employees who were leaving the company. But here's the kicker: they weren't presented as exclusive gifts or valuable brand merchandise. Instead, they were described as leftover items that needed to be cleared out, raising serious questions about the true value and perception of these products.
Really needed to check the quality because it's out of control.
So it's a piece of tat. No wonder she has hundreds and thousands of these things on the shelf.
What makes the story even more shocking is that the candle included in that giveaway supposedly also arrived without a wick. According to these reports, Netflix had these products sitting in storage, decided they no longer needed them, and handed them out in exit bags for departing employees. Many critics view this as a glaring signal about how little value those products were perceived to have. And this situation follows a string of unsettling reports about Meghan Markle's show, Love Meghan, which was allegedly canceled after poor viewing performance. According to sources, the show ranked beyond 1,200 on Netflix's viewing charts, getting beat out by reruns of Downton Abbey, a show that originally aired more than a decade ago. Some even claimed it was outperformed by children's cartoons that barely received any promotion. These details have sparked speculation that Netflix might be trying to distance itself from Markle's brand altogether.
Meghan Markle has somewhere around 4 million Instagram followers. But according to Netflix's latest data, barely half of them bothered to watch her new show. Even less if you include the critics and the journalists. In fact, her high-budget Pretend Martha Stewart lifestyle series, With Love Meghan, tanked so hard it was outperformed by a 12-year-old rerun of Downton Abbey. How does that even happen? How does a global icon like the Meg likes to think of herself end up behind Franklin and Bash in the ratings? I don't even know what that is.
Another detail that's turning heads is Meghan Markle's own public statements about her business philosophy. She has repeatedly described herself as someone who places a strong emphasis on quality and detail. She's even said that she's personally involved in many aspects of her brand, keeping a close eye on the products released under her name. In fact, she once claimed to have a freaky eye for detail. This has led many critics to ask a pressing question: how could candles be shipped out repeatedly without wicks? Customers are now wondering how this could happen across multiple orders and different buyers. Some critics argue that if Markle isn't truly involved in product oversight, then her past statements about being hands-on might be misleading. Others suggest that if she is involved, the fact that such a basic product flaw slipped through raises serious concerns about the brand's quality control processes.
Her candle that was $64 was not lightable, okay? It was a metaphor for her career. Nothing was igniting, nothing was lighting, there was nothing on the inside. So Meghan Markle, it's actually quite pathetic to see someone fall from grace so hard.
Right.
Let this be a cautionary tale to so many of the women out there who maybe even look up to Meghan Markle, though I don't know how you would have stumbled upon.
This situation has caught many off guard because the product itself is hardly complicated. Candles have been made for thousands of years, and the process is well understood. A typical candle requires 4 basic components: wax, fragrance, a container, and a wick. Yet, many critics have pointed out that one of these essential elements appears to be missing in several reported cases. This has led to speculation about whether there was a massive manufacturing failure that went unnoticed before the products were shipped out. Others wonder if the issue was known but simply ignored, with the defective product sent to customers anyway. Now, attention is shifting to the potential consequences of selling overpriced luxury items that are defective without offering refunds. The stakes are getting higher as more people start to question the brand's practices and its commitment to quality.
Meghan Markle's as ever product launch has just got mocked by the UK government.
Several potential legal avenues are now being discussed. One possibility involves the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, which investigates claims of deceptive or misleading business practices. Selling a product that's marketed as a functional candle but fails to perform its basic function could fall under their scrutiny. If enough consumer complaints pile up, regulators could decide to take a closer look at the situation. Another possibility is a class action lawsuit. When multiple customers are affected by the same product defect from the same company, they can file a lawsuit together. Legal experts often point out that cases involving widespread product defects are prime candidates for class action claims. Additionally, there's the Better Business Bureau, BBB, which tracks consumer complaints and business practices. While the BBB doesn't have direct legal power, a surge in complaints can severely damage a company's public rating. That rating becomes part of the public record, easily accessible to future customers, business partners, and even investors. A tarnished reputation like that can linger for years, making it incredibly hard to regain trust. On top of that, state-level consumer protection laws could also come into play. Many states have stringent rules about selling defective products and refusing to provide refunds. Depending on where the company operates and where customers make their purchases, there could be violations across multiple jurisdictions, creating a complex legal situation that companies typically try to avoid.
A phenomenon that happened, I want to say like 25 years.
That's crazy.
But I'm being honest, guys.
There was honest. This explosion of candles.
Every woman, single woman,
and kids in high school saved up their pennies for candles.
bought expensive candles.
Those 15-year-olds that Meghan is going towards and saving up their pennies. All those kids bought candles.
We all bought candles.
We all did.
And we had to have them in our home.
Had to have candles.
If they weren't in our home, we just lost our minds.
We had to be in our bedroom.
And there was constant candles in and out. And then you'd give candles as gifts. And then you'd get a candle. I mean, it was just out, like seriously, there was a candle booth.
Another major issue at play here is chargebacks. When customers dispute charges with their credit card companies after receiving faulty products, the business not only loses the payment, but also faces additional penalty fees. If chargebacks become a frequent occurrence, payment processors can decide to cut ties with the company entirely. Losing access to payment processing can cripple an online brand, making it nearly impossible to continue selling products. The stakes here go far beyond just negative publicity. If the complaints continue to grow, this situation could escalate into serious financial and legal repercussions. Despite the mounting controversy, recent reports suggest that Meghan Markle may be looking to expand the As Ever brand into the United Kingdom market. Yes, that's right. Several sources are hinting that the brand is exploring ways to reach British consumers, including venturing into the competitive jam and home product markets.
No.
Oh no.
I literally feel my throat closing. Oh my God. Orange marmalade.
Oh no.
Tastes like crap. I actually feel sick.
Some reports suggest that Meghan believes British consumers will strongly support the brand once they experience the products firsthand. However, critics have raised serious concerns about this strategy. Public opinion in the United Kingdom has often been more critical of Meghan Markle compared to audiences in the United States. Market experts also highlight that the UK has much stricter consumer protection regulations. If similar product issues were to arise there, the legal response could be swifter and involve more stringent enforcement. Additionally, the UK market is fiercely competitive, with well-established local brands already holding strong positions. Some commentators have even pointed out that King Charles's Highgrove product line is not only widely recognized for its quality, but also carries official royal associations, adding another layer of competition Meghan's brand would have to contend with.
Oprah loves the marmalade so much. It's a favorite of hers that came across totally organically.
Competing in a market already dominated by trusted heritage brands could be a monumental challenge, especially amidst an ongoing controversy. Many critics argue that attempting to expand while dealing with repeated product complaints is a high-risk move for any business. They warn that launching into new markets without resolving customer service issues could only damage credibility further. The Wickless candle debacle seems to be just one of many obstacles plaguing the brand. Reports have previously highlighted instances where products sold out unusually fast, followed by canceled customer orders. Other buyers have raised concerns about quality across various product categories. There has also been significant public discussion about the collapse of the Netflix partnership, which many had hoped would help cement the brand's international presence. At this point, repeated product failures are starting to look less like isolated mistakes and more like a troubling pattern.
Let's take a look at these brutal numbers from the Netflix report that was just released, which proves that the Meg's star power has finally hit a wall. Reality, that is. That's the wall. The wall is reality. That's what's happening. From a 62% audience collapse and a 17% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Customers eventually lose trust when problems persist without clear solutions. Legal pressure can intensify when complaints start to accumulate across multiple regions. Paying $64 for a candle that can't even function, receiving no refund, and struggling to get in touch with customer support doesn't align with the expectations people associate with luxury brands. For many, this situation has become a perfect example of how quickly a brand's reputation can crumble when quality and customer service fall short. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think the As Ever brand can recover from this controversy? Do you believe there could be real legal consequences down the line? And most importantly, would you consider buying products from this brand after everything that's been reported? If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments because I read every single one. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I post a brand new video every single day, covering royal drama, controversies, and major updates, so you won't miss any of the latest stories.